We begin tonight with the long-awaited release of some of the hostages kidnapped by Hamas. They were freed early this morning after 7 excruciating weeks of captivity inside Gaza. Those released include 13 Israelis, 10 Thai citizens, and 1 Filipino citizen. The Israelis range in age from a 2-year-old girl to an 85-year-old great-grandmother. Almost all of them were kidnapped from the same community. More than 200 remain in captivity in Gaza. The freed hostages were handed over to the Red Cross as part of an agreement that required Israel to release 39 Palestinian prisoners. President Biden said today's events were the result of extensive U.S. diplomacy and that more hostages, including some Americans, are expected to be released in the days ahead. CBS's Lilia Luciano will start us off tonight from Tel Aviv with the late-breaking details. Good evening, Lilia.
Good evening, Nancy. As you imagine, the anticipation for this moment, for this truce and the release of hostages has been extraordinary. And today, just a small fraction of the families of hostages got to experience what every single one of them has been yearning for, to see them in person and alive. Tonight, 24 hostages, including 13 Israelis held by Hamas, crossed to safety. The sights of their faces traveling into Egypt inside Red Cross trucks brought a sigh of relief to some family members.
I just broke down in tears. I had to walk away and kind of let everything go. It was a very exciting moment.
Dory Roberts' cousin Doron and her 2- and 4-year-old daughters were among them. Not among those freed any Americans, including 4-year-old Abigail Edan. Today, President Biden remained optimistic some will be released soon.
We also will not stop until we get these hostages brought home and an answer to their whereabouts.
Day 1 of the ceasefire began as planned at 7 a.m., allowing hundreds of aid trucks carrying fuel and supplies to reach Gazans in desperate need. But just an hour into the temporary truce, shots fired. CBS News captured the moments Israeli soldiers shot and killed at least 2 Palestinians, injuring several others, to block them from returning to evacuated northern Gaza. By 4 o'clock, the hostages were in buses to Israel, where their first stop was a military base for a health assessment, and then onto helicopters bound for hospitals and their waiting families. Now we see the helicopters. These are the first carrying the first group of hostages to make it to the hospital for treatment, marking the end of a very long 49-day journey in captivity, but only the beginning of a long road to recovery. Psychoanalyst Afreed Shapira-Berman has been treating survivors of the attacks. What does a child need after what these children have been through?
I think probably many of them would be withdrawn. They may have a lot of difficulty, again, with people, with noises, with strong lights.
Shapira-Berman said though the trauma can be scarring, with the right attention and therapy, they can overcome.
If a person is able to love and trust, the person will have a good life eventually.
Right now, the Israeli government is reviewing the names of the women and children that Hamas plans to release tomorrow. We can expect another 13 hostages in exchange for 39 women and children prisoners held in Israel prisons. Nancy.
So many families hoping their loved ones will be next. Lilia Luciano in Tel Aviv tonight. Thank you.